Last year, we decided to skip Christmas, and we're doing it again this year. I have a family of 5. We have 3 kids, all boys. And my husband and I sat down one night and we're like, you know what? Like, we spend so much money on Christmas, like, presents, everything. And then, like, the next year, they don't even remember what they got. Like, we would much rather have memories and family time than a gift. Now, Santa still comes. Santa arrives at the house, but presents from mom and dad are no longer. So last year, we actually surprised my kids with this. Instead of Christmas, we took a vacation. And we did not tell our kids until the night before we were leaving. We took a whole video on it. It was so freaking cute. And my kids loved it. We told them, like, hey, we're not doing Christmas. Just a heads up. Hope you're okay with it. And they were like, can we do this every single year? So we said, yeah, absolutely. Like, if you guys are down, we're down. So obviously they still get presents because Santa comes. But, like, the mom and dad presents,
okay, so maybe I'm dumb, but mom and dad presents don't come, but Santa presents. So is she referring to Santa as like maybe extended family, maybe grandma and grandpa are buying these presents? I'm so confused, but whatever. Santa still gives them presents, but mom and dad don't. So technically you still are getting them presents and a vacation on top of it.
Call me a Scrooge, call me a Grinch, but I would be okay with canceling Christmas this year because the overconsumption of materialistic items right now is just, it's mind-blowing to me. Why do my kids need everything that I just bought them last year?
They don't need extra stuff. Your children really don't need all these things, especially if they're actually spoiled. Now, if your child is in need, you know, they have that angel tree tag on one of the trees in one of those department stores and one of those retail stores. Yeah, I think it would be nice for them to have an actual Christmas, but we have gotten way out, like just overblown with how Christmas is being treated. Now, I did benefit from fun Christmases. My mom would always chastise my father. She's like, and she loves to remind me and my dad of this, is where my dad bought me a bunch of Bratz dolls 2 weeks before Christmas. And she's like, you didn't appreciate any of the presents. To be fair, kids aren't, at least I wasn't that fond of getting clothes as a kid, clothes and socks. My mom loved it because she loved shopping for clothes. Lady, I wasn't about that life. But yeah.
That they shoved under their bed and played with one time. Why do all of my family members need gifts right now? Every year Christmas comes around and I have so many people to buy gifts for, and it's very overwhelming, and I just think we need to cancel Christmas and just take a family vacation.
I completely agree, but there are some people, right? What is it? The love languages. Some people love receiving gifts. Others love experiences. I'm personally with her. I prefer experiences. I'm in freaking Europe right now on a, undetermined amount of length vacation, really just trying to figure my life out here. But presents also, I'm lucky that I have 2 people really in my family that I'm close to, which is my mother and my father, right? So I'm sorry if you're British, I kind of flipped you off there. But I have my mom and I have my dad. And I have my friends, but I don't really get them gifts because I'd rather do things with them. Like for their birthdays, I never give people gifts on their birthdays because I think experiencing just alone time with them should be a good birthday gift. I will take them out to a nice like brunch, lunch, dinner, whatever they would like.
We're not going to do all these presents and stuff like that. We may go on like a trip or something, like this. This stuff is expensive in its own. But next year we're going to take what we would have spent on gifts and things like that for you guys, since we buy you stuff throughout the year, and we're going to buy it for kids who in need, like the angel tree kids that you see at Walmart. We're going to buy at least 5 angel tree kids.
5?
Yeah, we're going to get 5 of the kids off of the angel tree and buy them stuff instead of you guys, because you guys get stuff all year long.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Okay. Are you secretly dying inside now?
Yeah. Is this actually true?
This is actually true.
Like, no joke?
Like, no joke.
Then what are we gonna do?
You literally get
We have
something.
everything. Yeah.
Like,
Wait, I don't
Billy,
get it.
Billy, like,
It's the
I come home almost every day from work and there's a package at the door with your name on it.
Okay, so essentially what this dad is doing is, because kids nowadays, they're so spoiled, right? They're always getting gifts. And this dad is like, you know what? We're just not doing Christmas. We're going to do a vacation instead, which I think is still a win-win, right? And then they're going to give money to the angel tree kids, which are like, in Walmart. I wonder if Target does it. If Target doesn't do it, again, what are we doing here, Target? What are we doing? But essentially there are little tags with children's names on it, and then the gifts that they want from the angel, which is you plucking it from the tree, and then you're buying the gifts that the child requests. And it sounds like these kids are really getting a lot of gifts just throughout the year, right? A lot of toys toys and stuff like that. They're not getting Christmas presents. They're just getting a vacation, you know, building memories. I think that's completely fine. I think Christmas needs to be like reworked anyway, right? Like what? Back in the day, they said Santa Claus wasn't just the, you know, red coat tail and, you know, fur, right? He used to come with a bunch of different coat colors like blue, green, probably orange, other colors. And it wasn't until Coca-Cola rebranded Santa Claus to have their signature red. And, you know, Coca-Cola and Santa were kind of synonymous, right? Back in the day. Like, I don't know if you ever saw those polar bear commercials, Santa Claus commercials. Coca-Cola was really influential on Christmas and probably still is, but I don't pay attention to ads anymore. But I think that Christmas has gotten so commercialized that it just sucks the joy out of it. Also, again, if you're on Amazon always purchasing your children toys, are they really gonna appreciate the bunch of presents that you get for them on the 25th? I don't think so.
All those videos about canceling Christmas because the economy is bad is stupid as f. I don't care if it's a zombie apocalypse. I don't care if it's after a nuclear explosion and fallout. I will give my fucking kids a Christmas. There will be a Christmas tree. There will be presents under the tree. I don't care if I don't have a fucking job, if I don't have money, if I got to go and sell blood and plasma and toe pictures. My fucking kid will have Christmas. We starting Christmas early this year. Fuck that. We're going to have extra Christmas. Like, every time I see a video talking about we canceling Christmas and we ain't doing this and we ain't doing that, that. Did your parents cancel Christmas when you were a kid? I don't care how much my mom was struggling. She made sure my Christmas was amazing. So when I went to other kids and I talked to other kids, I could say, I did this, and I got this, and this for Christmas. Don't take Christmas away from your kids just because you're a piece of shit.
And that's another sentiment on the flip side. Now, these parents that we saw at the beginning, right, they are technically still giving their children a Christmas. It's just a vacation. It's not the presents. And he's talking about the people who are, you know, maybe down on their luck, don't have money to afford a Christmas. Again, as a parent, and this is where maybe some of you may disagree with me, but if you're having children, you need to make sure that you're financially stable. Obviously, things happen where you lose your job. You know, maybe one of the parents leaves in some way, shape, or form. You should still be able to provide your child with a Christmas if Christmas has always been important. Now, if Christmas has never been important, right, religious reasons or just you don't care, then that's fine. But at least try to do something to make it special. Like I remember my Jewish friends would be like, yeah, we felt left out. We just had Hanukkah. You guys had Christmas, so our parents would still get us presents. And I think that's so sweet, right? Because it's just, Christmas isn't really, maybe in America, maybe in the circles that I'm in, isn't necessarily the most religious holiday for people. It's just getting together with your family and doing stuff, you know? This TikTok says, trying to budget for Christmas for 2 kids in this economy is by far the most stressful thing I've done in 2025. A lot of people are broke. People are losing their jobs. I've done like how many videos on layoffs at this point? And all of those layoffs were done before the holidays. These places don't care for you unless they're caring about what you can give to them, okay? They want you to spend money. They don't want to give you a job to spend money though. So makes no sense.
This year, we don't even have a Christmas tree. We're a family of 7, and while work has been really slow for my husband these last couple of months, that is not the whole reason. Now, hear me out before you guys lose it in the comments. We have never been a gift household. I grew up poor, so we actually never expected anything on Christmas. So when I became a parent, I wanted my kids to have the mindset that Christmas is not just about gift giving. I wanted to focus more on traditions, spending time with family, decorating, baking cookies, watching Christmas movies or Christmas plays. And if you were just so blessed to get a gift, to be that much more grateful. So I'm just tired of the overconsumption, you guys. I seriously hate clutter, and my kids receive so many gifts and toys throughout the year. And honestly, more than half of them end up in the trash, broken, and I end up having to declutter every 2 to 3 months. That's not normal. So we are going to decorate this year. We might even buy a tree, but I sure as hell am not going to spend no $600 on one just because it's trending on TikTok. And my kids may or may not receive a gift from mom and dad, but don't feel bad for them because their grandparents always go all out. But if we do decide to gift something, at least for the little ones, we're setting a small budget.
And that's perfectly fine. Also, a family of 7. It's easy to be over consumers with that large of a family, right? But again, if you never had Christmas be that important, go ahead, don't do stuff for Christmas. Didn't even have a tree. Maybe I would draw the line at least having a tree. They said maybe we'll have one. I would get your children at least the tree and then or stockings. Stockings aren't even that, well, okay, actually no, stockings are more expensive than you would think they are. But stocking stuffers, just put little treats in there or something like that. I don't know. Make it special. At least grandma and grandpa are getting them something, even though I always feel bad for children, now adults, right? Where they're like, I didn't get any of this stuff. And then when they have kids, their parents are giving their kids all sorts of stuff, all sorts of presents. Like, I'm like, dang, they couldn't come through for you. But obviously financial situations change. They're probably not as poor, thank goodness, right? But I always feel kind of bad for the inner child in them.
My whole Christmas, I used to be really bad and throw fits whenever I didn't get my way or whatever. So me and my mom was always getting into it. So the night before Christmas, I threw a whole fit. I ran her around that whole house in circles. She said, "You're not getting a Christmas." She grabbed a trash bag and started bagging that shit up. I done fell asleep, forgot about it, woke up the next day. Like, she planned. She not really gonna take my Christmas away. She made me sit there and watch my little sister open up all her gifts. I deadass did not get no Christmas. I was probably like 9 or 10 at the time. And I was like, "Take me to grandma's house. Take me to grandma's house." She's like, "I'm not taking you nowhere." I was like, "I'll walk." Mind you, I'm from Illinois. Snow be up to the knees. And my grandma lived in an entire different city. I was like, "I'm walking. I don't care. I walk out the house." Then I come back. She was like, "See, I told you you weren't going nowhere." I said, "I just needed to grab my gloves." I grabbed my gloves and I walked all the way to my grandma's house. I promise I did. And guess what? Grandma gave me a Christmas. But yeah, my mom just started like dishing out the gifts from the trash bag like every day that I was good. So if I was good, I would come home from school, she'll give me a little gift.
That's so crazy. But it's interesting to hear it from the child's perspective when their Christmas was taken away. You know, grandma came in clutch, so that's nice. Undermining the parents, as always. Mom obviously did buy presents for her. She just wasn't getting them on Christmas Day, only when she was good and then retrieving them out of the trash can. But dang, you are not disciplining your kids throughout the year.
I'm not sure what's happening with these kids, but the story that I just heard about the mother canceling Christmas for her 5-year-old daughter, well, guess what? Kudos to you, Mom. Because guess what? Her Christmas ain't the only Christmas that's canceled, baby. My son, my 12-year-old son, oh yeah, his Christmas canceled, done, finito. And I already know all the parents that do any and everything for their kids. Of course, you guys are gonna come for me, but again, I congratulate that mother for doing that. Because guess what? My son, he was doing the same type of stuff. I don't know what all was sent in her email, but there was enough sent in my email that made me cancel his Christmas too. So let me go.
What are these kids doing?
Into this. For the past 3 years straight now, my son has been getting suspended for Thanksgiving break and for Christmas break. This year, I couldn't take it no more. He got suspended for 3 days for this, literally for just this past Thanksgiving break. And now he gets suspended for 5 days for fighting. So basically he was out of school for about almost 8 days straight, almost. He only went to school for like 3 or 4 days in between. So he's been on suspension this whole entire time. I may not have gotten a whole essay written like the other mother has, but I heard enough. At the end of the day, it becomes exhausting.
What is going on when you're parenting your child? Do you not take away stuff from them? Because like taking away Christmas is a little bit cruel, especially since it sounds like it's important in family tradition. But like, I'm not saying like discipline your child, but I don't know, do timeouts work on 12-year-olds? I'm not a mother. I have no kids. I don't know anything about parenting.
Y'all, I just seen another mom on TikTok talk about this, how she about to cancel Christmas at her house. And baby, I stand beside her. I stand beside her. I stand beside her with canceling fucking Christmas, bro. I stand beside her with canceling Christmas. I have an 11 who's about to be 12 in 15 days. Yes, his birthday is a week before Christmas. I have an 11 who's about to be 12-year-old, and I have a 9-year-old who don't give a fuck. And no, I did not raise them like this. I don't understand where this comes from. I raised them to know how to cook for themselves, not fully.
It might be these phones, to be honest. I've been watching a lot of videos on how children are just getting more rowdy. So I think, and maybe that mixed with the gentle parenting thing, maybe we don't know how to parent kids anymore. We don't have that village that are like, you would hear back in the day, like my parents would be like, yeah, if I did something wrong, the village was disciplining me. It wasn't just my parents who would discipline me. It was the teachers, it was my aunties, my uncles, grandparents, my parents' friends, like, you know, everyone was involved in disciplining children. So maybe that's where we're going wrong. And I don't mean like, I don't think people were, well, I guess they were kind of doing the discipline, but there are other ways to discipline children. Just hold them accountable for stuff. Take away their Xbox, take away their phone, which I know you do not want to deal with that, taking away their iPad, the little iPad kids, probably throwing tantrums on the ground. Sometimes maybe you just need to let them cry it out. I don't know. That sounds like warfare.
We don't care that you canceling Christmas for your kids. Let me guess. They acting up? They been acting up. And it hasn't stopped them from celebrating anything thus far. But every single year, shockingly, y'all want to start teaching lessons around Christmas time. And if you didn't prepare for a day that hasn't changed ever since you've been born, just say you were being irresponsible. Or let me guess, all of a sudden now you're real woke and you don't celebrate pagan holidays. Cut the Y'all are only selectively religious when it's in your favor. If you're not celebrating, don't. We don't care. If you're not buying your kids nothing, we don't care about that either. Keep it to yourself.
They acting up. They've been acting up. I mean, that's kind of what I was saying earlier. You had all year to, discipline your child, hold them accountable for what they're doing wrong, teaching them lessons. Meanwhile, that man been acting up all year, but Christmas ain't canceled for him. I hope Christmas is canceled for him and he's out of the house. If you are with a partner, man or woman, who is disrespecting you, there's no Christmas for them. There's no you for them, okay? Stand up. Then prom is in April and they will spend $10,000 on a high school prom for a bad kid. We absolutely don't care. They just broke. I think it might be a little mix of both.
Yeah, I think Christmas is canceled this year. No Black Friday, no Cyber Monday, none of them bullshit sales prices that they try to pass on for people. Don't nobody else need no more TVs. We don't need no more TVs. TV's getting cheaper, but food getting higher. That's crazy. I just saw a 60-inch in Walmart for like $250. I'm not bullshitting. I'm telling you, the American people have the opportunity over the next 2 quarters to completely cripple these corporations, because this is the holiday season. Ain't nobody buying no turkeys. Ain't nobody buying no Hot Wheels and then them Barbie dream houses. And then come tax season next quarter, ain't nobody buying and splurging on nothing else. And of course, election season is coming up. If they suffer for 2 straight quarters, 2 of the most important quarters of either one of their fiscal years, I'm telling you, man, these corporations going to completely put their money behind the Democrats. They're going to put their money behind all them folks in blue. And if there's one thing I know about the corporate level, they want their money. All right. Their favorite color is green. They don't care nothing about red and blue. They're opportunists. They want that bread. And here's the thing. We can buy all the necessities. As long as we don't buy all that extra shit, they're going to suffer hard.
Have lost the plot, and it shows. When Harriet Tubman said she could have saved so many more if they only knew they were enslaved, this has got to be what she was talking about. We are not canceling Christmas because we can't afford to take care of the children that we created. We are canceling Christmas so the powers at be can learn very quickly that we cannot be played with. You understand that when you go out Black Friday shopping, Christmas shopping, you are putting your hard-earned dollars, really your underpaid hard-earned dollars, into the pockets of Fortune 500 companies that are worth billions and trillions of dollars. Then they take that money and they fund the campaigns of all of the politicians that have been playing in our faces for the year 2025. Healthcare, income, taxes, your SNAP benefits, whatever it is that does affect you, the politicians that are sitting in positions of power right now have been bought. And they have been bought by the companies that you are about to go spend money with. So if we take away our dollar, they will feel it and understand, wait a minute, we can't keep doing these people like that. They're going to call the politicians that they put in power and say, hey, stop with the shit. We're losing money. And either the politicians are going to make some stuff happen, or they're going to lose the funding from these Fortune 500 companies that are becoming wealthy from our hard-earned, underpaid dollars. That's why we're canceling Christmas.
That's another reason people are canceling Christmas. Not because they have some bad kids, although a good chunk are. And not another because, they're giving their kids presents all throughout the year. It's because consumerism really is just so rampant. And our governments don't care about us. Corporations for sure do not care about us. I think I was watching somewhere the other day, someone said corporations are so upset that they have to go through us to get our money, right? They no longer treat us like customers. I think Target used to call their customers guests, right? Having respect for the people buying goods and going into their retail stores and purchasing things. Now we are just consumers. That's all they see us as, okay? Cancel all the holidays. Let Walmart keep the turkey and ham. They didn't do anything for the food banks.
I just seen a video of a lady talking about how she wasn't buying her kids anything for Christmas, and I couldn't agree more. My oldest son lives on his own, but he did not wish me happy birthday until 9:30 p.m. Said that he would sleep all day. Not only that, he only calls me when he needs something, like when he's behind on something or he needs me to help him pay a bill. Has never bought me anything for my birthday. My daughter, that's a whole different story. They see that I'm a nurse and think I'm rich. She just showed up at my house randomly one day and said, I'm moving back in to save my money. I said, why? She said, my light's off and it's $500 to get them back on. Why would you wait until your lights get cut off to come here? And when I told her she wasn't welcome here, she started calling shelters to make me feel bad. Then I've been trying to help her manage her money so she can start paying her rent, actually be responsible. And she lied about somebody stealing her money. But we share iCloud and I see absolutely nothing about her going off about somebody stealing her money. But I did see a $263 receipt for some food. Not to mention she always has her nails done. Look at mine. Rent is due today and she's completely broke. And because she knows I don't want her back and she knows that I'll do it, she just doesn't care. Not to mention the fact that I pay my grandson's daycare faithfully every week as if he's my child. Both my 2 older kids work part-time. Neither one of them has ever had a full-time job. And my youngest son, who's 18, has never had a job. It's all
Mama. Canceling Christmas is literally the least of your concerns. None of your kids have had full-time jobs. That is probably the result of bad parenting. I'm very sorry to break the news to you, but I think this is a result of bad parenting. Girl, you can't even give yourself a Christmas. You need to put yourself in time out. They have never had a job. Your daughter just moves in with you, haphazard. You let your children walk all over you.
always late for school, constantly misses when I go to work, and says, I'm on an honor roll and I got scholarships, so I shouldn't have to work. A lot of kids don't work at my age. He waits till 6:30. I get off at 7. He waits till 6:30 and start calling me at 6:30 to tell me to bring things home for him. And let's not mention my sister, the little demon. She runs away because she's bored, stays gone for about a week, and comes back to play victim. Everything's my fault, and she plays both sides. She's been in a loony bin and she's still playing victim, still stirring up mess, and still getting into trouble. My mom passed away in 2019. She ran away on my mom's birthday and was gone a whole entire week. My birthday is 2 days after my mom. How selfish. One of the worst birthdays ever.
These kids are disrespecting you to levels I have never heard of. From like a relative, like she's calm while talking about this. Girl, this is terrible. Can the auntie with no kids speak? Because I'm very careful when addressing parents. But looking from the outside in, y'all have to stop giving these kids everything. They get everything and don't have to do nothing for it. Expensive stuff too. Growing up, I had nice things, but I had chores. I had to try at school. And you know what else? I had punishment. There we go. Punishment, discipline. These kids are missing it, especially her kids. Holy Hannah. These kids don't know what it feels like to be grounded for a month. Grounded for a month, that's kind of excessive in my personal opinion. But I think some sort of grounding would have helped in her situation. Y'all changed the recipe to parenting and now the dish is messed up. I'm checking your page on Christmas. I think Gen X parents took gentle parenting too far. I think a little neglect and struggle built character and grit.
How many influencers are posting about decorating for Christmas in mid-October? Is it because they love Christmas that much? I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but Crystal's Julia, who's like a home decor influencer, she's very talented. I genuinely love her design, posted about how she has to move the timeline up for holidays, specifically Christmas, far before it would be normal to decorate for Christmas, because as an influencer, you are advertising, and you need that advertising window, whether it's through affiliate links or brand partnerships, to be as big as it can be, realistically. And it's completely reframed the way I view content online, because now when I see someone talking about Halloween decorations in August or Christmas decorations in October, and they have a lot of followers, and they're posting a lot of affiliate links, I know it's because they're trying to profit off of their posts, which isn't inherently bad, but I do think it has kind of this huge effect of creating this feeling in people that they need to be buying this whole new line of Christmas decor every single year because that's what's on trend. So there's nothing wrong with decorating for Christmas early. I mean, October is pretty early, but like if that's your thing, go for it. But typically when someone's posting about decorating for Christmas and they have a lot of followers and it's 2+ months away from Christmas, it's because they're trying to squeeze as much money and as much engagement out of their audience as they physically can before Christmas.
That's why Jaclyn Hill got on the TikTok and started whining about, I have no engagement. Girl, all your videos are just an infomercial. That's all influencers do. I don't even know why people follow influencers. Are they that interesting? Like seriously, I like watching content creators, like people who create like maybe skits or just talk about life in general. I've never been the audience for influencers like, oh, I love their lifestyle, I want to be like them. Because I like my lifestyle. If I wasn't doing this, I would probably be doing, like travel influencing, I guess. Travel content creation more so. Because that's what I do all the time. It is kind of ridiculous. Like consumerism has taken the joy out of Christmas, has taken the joy out of all of these different traditions that we have. Because it's just, what can we sell you and what can you buy? We need you to consume more of our products. Buy, 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 buy.
Everybody talk about Christmas is canceled. Christmas is canceled. Well, shit, I'm glad I was broke anyway. Try again on fucking Easter.
Touch do you have to be to get annoyed that people are not participating in Christmas in 2025 given everything going on right now? I have seen several videos on TikTok, like today alone, of people talking about how Christmas shouldn't be boycotted because it's a holiday and for a lot of people it's sacred, it's important, and that there's memories, and if you have children and you're boycotting Christmas, that's selfish, and blah, blah, like going on rants about how there's other ways to boycott, but taking away Christmas is ridiculous. And it's like, babe, I'm sure some of them aren't doing this because of this, but do you realize that the majority of people that are boycotting Christmas, it's because they fucking can't afford to do Christmas. Like, yeah, there are definitely people that are boycotting Christmas because they don't want to feed into the capitalism of it all, but a lot of people can't feed into the capitalism all because they can't feed themselves. And it's so out of touch to go on the internet and complain that other people aren't spending their money. Why? Like, who cares? It's just crazy to me. Like, why do you care if other people boycott Christmas or not? It doesn't matter to you. It doesn't make a difference to you. But if you are that self-centered that you can't imagine why other people might not want to participate this year or can't participate this year, that's insane to me. Personally, I'm doing a low-key Christmas. I'm thrifting the majority of my daughter's gifts. I'll do a haul to show you guys what I got. I bought a couple of things new, but we're not going huge this year. Partially because most people can't afford to. I would rather give her a smaller Christmas so that way I could donate to Angel Tree because there's probably gonna be a lot of kids on Angel Tree this year. But some people probably aren't boycotting because they just want to stick it to the man. Some people, the man stuck it to them so hard that they can't afford to do Christmas.
You can boycott consumers' Christmas, but there are ways to celebrate Christmas without spending a lot of money. I also won't judge what holidays you celebrate. And that's another thing. You can still keep the Christmas traditions, but when you're getting upset over what people can and cannot celebrate, like, maybe look inward, right? Not everyone cares necessarily about Christmas. Not everyone can afford providing a big Christmas. People are going to complain regardless, like, what is it, keeping up with the Joneses? We're never just keeping an eye on our own families. We're looking out at what other people are doing. Like, how are we better than them? How are they better than us? Can we increase our position to make ourselves feel better? I don't know. We humans really need to just stay in our own lanes. And I'm very guilty of not staying in my own lane. But, you know, that's a talk for a different time.
Our house this year. A couple of months ago, we told all of our friends and family that we will not be buying gifts for anybody this year, and we will not be accepting gifts from anybody this year. So to not buy us anything. If you absolutely must spend money on us, you can buy us household supplies, or you can pay a bill. That is all we will be accepting. I just saw the first post of the season about gift ideas for the hard-to-buy-for person in your life. It's not even Halloween. Like, what? Like, why are we doing this every year? We don't need any of this shit. So we will still be like decorating for Christmas and going to Christmas parties and doing whatever Christmassy things, so just no gifts. And I think a lot of people should be doing this. And I actually know a couple people who are doing this, and I love the idea. So
we never go crazy for Christmas. We are all grown and a small family. We are fine with spending time together and a good meal. All of us buy and shop all year long and do not need anything. People have taken Christmas way too far and they're too materialistic. I love this idea. The overconsumption is real. Some alternatives we've done with my extended family replace material gifts with experiences like tickets to a play, a zoo membership, or money towards a vacation, or a big family night out with a fun dinner and holiday event like a Christmas tree lighting. See, that's so sweet. I love stuff like that.
How are we affording Christmas this year? My kids' list is already up to $1,000. And before you say that my kids are spoiled or they're asking for too much, let me just tell you this list. My kids are 5 and 7. My 5-year-old has had her tablet for 2 years. It's not charging anymore. It gives us all kinds of problems. There's no more storage on it. I looked at the same tablet. The tablet that I bought 2 years ago was $70. Now it's $130 to $190. So there's $150 right there. Both of my kids want new bikes. Okay, that's no big deal. They need to upgrade anyways. The ones that they have are too small for them. So, okay, new bikes. That's $120 each minimum. And my son wants a Switch too. That game console is $500. $500. My kids, between the two of them, have asked for 4 things. 4 things. How are we going to afford $1,000 for 4 things on the list? That's not talking about stocking stuffers. That's not talking about any little knick-knack kind of toys. That is talking about 4 things on the list for Christmas. $1,000. What are we doing?
Yours are asking for 4 expensive gifts. You act like those are normal gifts. We always got one big gift from our Christmas wish list and a few regular gifts. Exactly. I'm not really understanding her pain. Your child does have a tablet. I don't really even think that children should be having tablets at 5 and 7. They should be outside exploring, discovering the world, not discovering the internet. They have the rest of their lives to be, you know, little techno drones like we are. The bikes, yes, 100%. I think they should have their bikes. The Switch for a 7-year-old, maybe that's a gift that they work towards, right? And I say this as someone who was spoiled rotten as a child. I had 3 Game Boys. Okay, you're gonna hate me so much. I had one that I lost in a Costco. The second one I forgot in a gas station. So whoever found that as a child, you know, those 2 Game Boys, one in a Costco, one in the gas station, I hope they enjoyed Donkey Kong Country 2. And then the third one I got to keep, but I don't know where it is anymore, because then I switched to my Nintendo DS. So I was a very spoiled child. My dad loved to spoil me. And he really couldn't even afford this either, so I don't know what he was doing. But yes, I think if I could go back, you know, value the dollar more by having me work towards, you know, getting my new Game Boys each and every time. It's okay to say no sometimes. And children should learn about disappointment. Life is kind of disappointing. Life, you know, is fun, it's exciting, but it's also disappointing. This would have been a really good learning moment, teaching moment for them. Girl, please, this sounds like you need to manage your kids' expectations. They don't need all of this. Also, highly recommend thrifting some of these. I always see bikes in good condition for $20 to $30, and I'm in a high thrift cost area. I didn't even think about that. Go on Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace definitely has stuff. I'm sure you could find a used Switch. You don't need to buy any of these things new at all, so that's a great idea. I didn't even think about that.
Just calculated my budget for Christmas and, well, looks like everybody's getting a warm hug and the most sincere Merry Christmas of my entire fucking life. And now that I'm actually thinking about it, I don't even think I can afford a fucking hug.
So what do you think? Are you canceling the holidays or are you doing the same as usual? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe if you like content like this, like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and I'll see you in the next one.